Hi there, welcome back to another video of Bruce and Brandon Lee Collectibles. In this video I'd like to go over one of my scrapbooks that I found. I've actually got three scrapbooks that I collected from magazines, newspaper cuttings, all on Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee, back in the early to mid 1990s. And I used to buy the martial arts illustrated magazines and the Impact magazines during the early to mid 90s, and I used to just keep everything, all the news or the latest reports or new film footage that come out at the time. And this is all like the days before the internet was really big and YouTube and all that, so it was all in magazine form and what was available back then. But in my scrapbook I was able to find these two film covers that I took off the magazines. I actually wish I should have kept the whole magazines as they were, but at the time I just wanted anything and everything connected to Bruce and Brandon Lee. And you can see this one, this is a Impact cover magazine, and this is from 1994, July 1994. So this was a magazine that I got on the first bit of news on the new Crow film that was out, as the film was released the month before, in June of '94. So it was all very fresh, all very new, with its up and coming new film star, but also with the sad history behind it. And then also there was this one, another Impact magazine, which is 1995. This is April, and on the front here is a picture of Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon, and it's got Death by Misadventure on there. So it was the release at the time of a new Bruce and Brandon Lee documentary, Death by Misadventure. So that's interesting to have that and to keep that. But overall I had all sorts of clippings and bits and pieces that I would stick in these magazines, and I just love just collecting everything, all the articles, latest news on both of them during that time period. And then going back to the centerfold of the poster mags for the Impact magazines were like this. This is one of them. This is Brandon Lee's Legacy of Rage. So this is really like the 2 years after his passing, and they did like a dedication to him and to his memory. So they would put each month one of these poster mags in the centerfolds from each one of his films that he did. So this first one is Legacy of Rage, and you can see there's a print of the actual poster, which I had, the original one, which I showed in the previous poster video. And then it opens up and tells you everything about the film, with all shots from the movie. And this is 1986, this film. So it also says in here that this edition is 1995. And it's got in here that this is also be Brandon's 30th birthday. So this is like a few years after he passed away. So they celebrating, as they put this in the magazine, they're celebrating his birthday at the same time, which was a nice thing to do. And then it would open up again, and you had a full poster image of Brandon Lee from his very first film, Legacy of Rage. And then moving on to the next one, you have this one here, which is it's not the most popular of his films, but it's a good fun film. Soldier of Fortune is one title, and then on the other side you got the print of the poster. It's also called Laser Mission as well, and it also starred this actor, Ernest Borgnine, I think I pronounced that right, I'm not 100% sure. But he was a film star going back to the 50s, 60s and 70s, and he was also He's well known for what it says in here is the series of Airwolf, and which is I think was like an action-packed TV series at the time. But again, also in here it's got, this is 1994, so this is the following year after Brandon's death, and it's got in here, this is written on the 1st of February, which is his birthday. 1994, Brandon would have been 29 years old today. Happy birthday, Brandon, we are thinking of you. So yeah, it's a really nice addition to keeping his memory alive. And again, you've got all clippings from the film. It's very much like an action comedy, sort of James Bondy type sort of films. He plays an agent in the film, so yeah, it's a good fun film overall. But it shows his comedy side as well. His more lighter humour side, but he was definitely exploring his acting talent in this film to further sort of serious mainstream film roles. And then the next one is Showdown or Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren, and on the back you got photo there of Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon, and then you've got the Kung Fu Monthly magazines which you could order, which I thinking going back now, I actually ordered a few of those, so I also have some of those, which are the 1970s, and then again with this one you've got the centerfold, which is all about the film. You've got Brandon Lee talking about his role and talking about Dolph Lundgren, and then Dolph Lundgren's talking about his role in the film, and also talking about Brandon Lee. Like Dolph Lundgren, he's saying that I don't think of him as the son of Bruce Lee. I think of him as someone who really good for the part, has a really good sense of humour, and he's a good talent. So that's just a little bit there that he says about Brandon Lee. And then Brandon Lee mentions about Dolph Lundgren. Dolph is a great guy. I don't know anything about him before I met him, and I hadn't seen much of his work. He has been very nice to me and very supportive. So that's just a little bit there about what Brandon thinks of Dolph Lundgren. So and also Dolph Lundgren, he says that this film project, Showdown or Tokyo, was certainly his best project, or his most important project since Rocky IV with Sylvester Stallone. And then the centerfold, really great shot there of both Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee. I think going back, I must have had these up on the wall when I was a lot younger, but now they are kept in clear covers because they're actually quite rare and really collectible today. The next one is Rapid Fire, which is his very first starring film, and again on the back you've got his history, his film history, and his just a little bit about his background. And then you have the centerfold again, which gives you a full view of the film, and also you have a shot there of Brandon Lee at the time of Rapid Fire. That's not actually in the film, but it's obviously used part of it to help promote the movie. That's what I'm guessing. But again, really great shot there, Brandon Lee. And then moving on to the next one, which is the Crow. That was the last one. Very, very simple. Just all black with just his image in the corner there. Really, really effective shot. And then a tribute to Brandon Lee on the back with information on the back about his film of the Crow. They always said it was more Brandon Lee's film, and it 100% is his film basically. So and then in the middle again you got all the details of the cast from the film, from like Ernie Hudson, which is from the Ghostbusters, and Michael Wincott, who's also known with Kevin Costner from the 1991 Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And he's quite well known to play a lot of villains, so yeah. And then also you've got Tony Todd as well, who's who was one of the bad guys in the movie, and here he was also Candyman as well. So there's quite a lot of well-known names that are in the movie. And then you've got the centrefold, great shot there of the film. Brandon there in the centre, and shots either side of the movie. So those were the 5 that I had, like 5 poster mags that were the centrefold of the Impact magazines, and you got the Impact name at the top there. So that's where these have come from. They all came each month one after the other, back in the early sort of to mid 90s, and they're great pieces of memorabilia to have, and they're just really important, I think, you know, as they came out as well not long after his passing. So it's a nice addition to anyone who's collecting on Brandon Lee or Bruce Lee. So so that's it for this video, and I hope to find more bits and pieces from the scrapbook and get around to showing those soon. So thank you for watching this one. Thank you. Bye.